big sports, the words bigot, ignorant, and shocking come to mind after hearing former basketball star Tim Hardaway's outrageous comments during a radio interview. Take a listen.
I hate gay people, so you know, I let it be known. I don't like gay people. I don't like to be around gay people. I don't, you know, I'm homophobic. I don't like it. It shouldn't be in the world for that, or in the United States for it. So yeah, I don't like it.
Okay. This comes just 1 week after retired NBA star John Amici publicly came out that he is gay. Hardaway later apologized for what he said, but is this too little too late? Do these anti-gay remarks echo the majority of what pro athletes actually think? With me now is the man in the middle, and we're so glad to have him here in studio with us, former NBA player John Amici, to weigh in on Hardaway's despicable comments. Also, WSVN sports anchor Mike Dispasquale in Miami, who spoke to Hardaway last night and got him to apologize in the first place. But first of all, John, I just want to start with you. My blood boils when I hear what this guy said, and I can't imagine how you feel.
First, I mean, I think it's really disappointing, obviously, to hear that. It's really important to say, though, that in no way can we say that this is the way that the NBA feels. We know from Commissioner Stern, his philosophy. We know that that is going to percolate down through the NBA. I don't think he represents the entire of the NBA at all. The problem is that hateful words once said can't be unsaid. And his words right now have made it so hundreds of thousands of young people, gay and lesbian, or even perceived as gay and lesbian, have a more miserable experience to look forward to. And not only that, he's emboldened people who might otherwise have kept their hatred inside to a position now where maybe they may speak, or maybe they may even act. So it's really very dangerous what he's done.
I think that the backlash after a racial slur is made is just as bad as a homophobic slur. Michael Richards was attacked under good circumstances because he said something disgusting. He said that he was egged on. Do you think this guy was egged on in his radio interview to get him to say this, or is he just a homophobe who has anger issues?
Well, I mean, I've heard the whole interview. I think it's clear that, well, he self-describes himself as he describes himself as a homophobe. I don't think that changes with a retraction. I think the retraction is simply damage control.
So if you were to be able to talk to him one-on-one, what would you say to him?
I just want people to realize, and I want him to realize, the power of his words. People who have a platform to speak, you have an obligation to speak carefully, to speak benevolently, to not allow what may be your personal feelings, which I don't want to tell him how to feel or think, but just think of the damage that he's done. I know that there are young people, there are 13, 14, 15-year-olds walking through college corridors, high school corridors right now, who know that their life will be qualitatively worse tomorrow.
And being a former NBA star yourself, you did not come out until after. Why?
Well, I think the atmosphere, I mean, I think we've seen quite clearly that the kind of ideas we have that it's easy to come out in this today are gone. Homophobia is still rife.
All right. Well, John Amici, we are very glad to have you here in studio. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
All right. Now I want to go out to Mike in Florida, who actually interviewed Tim Hardaway. Mike, first of all, I know that you don't want to attack this guy, but what did he say to you in your interview?
Well, Julie, first of all, thanks for having me on. I spoke with him about 5 till 11 last night Eastern time, and the first thing I asked him was, what were you thinking at the time? And he sort of paused and said, I'm truly sorry for what I said, and that essentially didn't mean it, but that he apologized after realizing what he said, how hurtful the words were, and essentially taking back what he said.
Okay. Do you think that you had to get the apology out of him, or did he come out and apologize on his own?
No, I don't believe so at all. All I asked him was, Timmy, what were you thinking? Because this is not the same person that I've known from covering the Heat, from the time he retired, and after the NBA. So I didn't pry it out of him. He simply said, I'm sorry. And I think he realizes how hurtful the words are, how wrong he is thinking that way, and that he was apologetic.
How does the NBA feel about this whole thing? Considering the fact that, I just sat here and talked to John, who just explained to me why he didn't come out while he was a basketball star, because it's just not accepted.
You're asking me how the NBA feels about this?
Yeah, any comments, any reaction from...
Well, we've heard some things from some players not supporting what Timmy said, and you heard what David Stern said, the commissioner today, taking away from all activities from the All-Star game. So I can't speak on the NBA's behalf, but you can see that they're totally against it, and they don't condone this in any way.
It shouldn't be condoned in sports or in any other matter. But Mike DePasquale, thank you so much for talking to us.